Put a little bit of the rub, nigga, I gotta be safe.
Let's get to the sports talk.
Montana, right? West Coast offense. That what they're really saying when it's used pejoratively or to mean that the guy's not really great, it means that if you take him out of that system, he can no longer be good. That may apply to Jared Goff. He does not look like, independent of those other factors, he is actually a great quarterback. He looks like he's a competent quarterback who put in the right situation can succeed, but he's paid like the best quarterback in the game.
Well, see, but here's where I think you're wrong. Just because you're paid doesn't mean you're hyped. There are guys who are paid to do a job. And that's what Jared Goff is in Los Angeles. They brought in Sean McVay. Clearly, he was a different animal than he was playing under Jeff Fisher. So as a result, seeing his ability to throw the football, to make the requisite throws, reads, etc., etc. This is what he can do for us when we have all the parts around him, whether it's Todd Gurley on offense, whether it's Woods and Kupp in the lineup, whether it's Aaron Donald and the crew on defense. As long as we have the right pieces around this guy, we're fine. So what happens? Todd Gurley's been compromised. We're hoping he comes back from his injury this upcoming week. They're clearly a different offense without him. You got guys in single coverage, wide out, that can't seem to get open. You got a guy in Sean McVay. Dare I say, this league, Ryan, may have figured him out. This is a guy that's been in the league for a few years now. You know what he's bringing to the table. We've been talking about the boy genius that he is because of his youth, what he's accomplished, how it's such a deviation from what we saw under Jeff Fisher. We get all of that, but is it possible that in this league, in a division with your boy Kyle Shanahan, in a division with Pete Carroll, when you look at the rest of the guys in the National Football League, is it possible that Sean McVay may have been figured out, and as a result, you harken back to asking?
I don't think they figured him out. I just feel like without Todd Gurley being healthy, it messed everything up. Because Jared Goff is a quarterback that need a running back so he can do a play action fake and get people open. I feel like look at his name. Gurley is a main piece of that team. It take a load off of Jared Goff. That's the way everybody could clog the box up. And that leave everybody outside on the island, the cornerbacks and all that. But when you don't have Gurley there, they gonna make you one dimension and put everything on Goff. He needs Todd Gurley to be healthy because they take all the pressure off of him. But it's also to him to the player to the money standards. That's how everybody gonna view it. They paid you that money to play up to them standards. But I don't feel like it don't have to necessarily be the money. It don't necessarily have to be that. I just feel like when it's your time, just play like you've been playing, Jared Goff. I just feel like it's a Super Bowl hangover, to be honest. And I just feel like it's still catching up with them, kind of. It's kind of catching up with them. And I feel like Jared Goff, he got the tools to do it, to lead the team. He been up and down this year. He ain't been the same Jared Goff for these past little games.
Jared Goff to do things that, dare we say, he may not have been capable of doing, which is exactly what was transpiring, albeit in a different fashion, under Jeff Fisher. How much culpability, in light of what you're seeing from Jared Goff, do you think is fair to put on Sean McVay?
I think a lot of it's fair to put on Sean McVay because I believe when Jared Goff made this huge turnaround, we gave Sean McVay all of the credit. And now that things are starting to turn the other way, he's going to have to be the guy that coaches them out of this. And I think, turnabout is fair play. And if Jared Goff's ascension, the reason that he gets this contract is because Sean McVay is a genius. He also has to be genius in finding ways for this team to be good when you're down offensive linemen and when you're down your best running back. But I do think for this team, I don't necessarily know that Sean McVay's been figured out because it wasn't hard to figure out before. He was an 11 personnel guy. That was going to be one back. It was going to be one tight end. He was going to give you a lot of play before they snapped the ball, and then he was going to come right at you with play action or with run. And so I think that's pretty easy. It's about the execution, and right now the Rams aren't executing.
That's right, the execution. That's why I'm down on Goff right now, right? Like, I understand what you mean. McVay gets the credit. He should get the blame. The coach can scheme it up right, and the players have to execute. So when you see the players executing, you also give coach credit. Wow, he schemed that up. The coach can't execute. Jared Goff hasn't been executing. He's been inaccurate. You know, he was an accurate passer last year, and as I said, the ball comes out of his hand nice, you know, but he's missing guys. He missed a touchdown.
Max, can I ask you this quick question, Max? Just to come to you with this. I get it. But if you remember during the Super Bowl, and I know obviously that's last season, McVay took a lot of hit, took a lot of blame, and he would tell you deservedly so for what he didn't do. So we saw, is it possible, and I'll ask this to both of you, but I want you to answer this, that what we saw in the Super Bowl, what Bill Belichick may have exposed, has had a residual impact on this?
Yeah, it had an impact. It had an impact because that's how everybody gonna do it now. They seen what Patriots did to them in the Super Bowl. Everybody they playing doing the same defense when they play the Rams. Like, them plays will work, but also mix it up and give them a different look so you can make them come out of that defense. They just watching the film on you from last Super Bowl, what the Patriots did, and they just gonna bring it over to this season. And I see a lot of teams doing it now. They're playing the defense Patriots played against them, and it's slowing this offense down. And also they get behind. They get behind on the scoreboard, and they got to play catch up. Yesterday they just played a good defense. Yesterday, and they did the same thing the Patriots did to them in the Super Bowl. Play their defense, and they played against a good defensive line yesterday. And they have good cornerbacks. San Francisco got good. They got Richard Sherman. And I can't think of the other quarterback they had. It just, that's what they doing. They just doing the same thing they did to you in the Super Bowl. Just try to mix it up a little bit. It is up to the coaches too. To help your players get to the little right position so they don't throw in their harm's way and lead your team. But it's also up to the players to step on that field and take care of business and execute the plays. And they haven't. It's still like it's a hangover still. I believe Sean McVay will figure out some things, how to get this thing back on track. Jared Goff will get back on track. He just had a little up and down a little year. I believe he's going to get it together. But like I said, he's a quarterback that need that play action fake. That's his strong suit. When you don't have your star running back behind you and all the injury up front and behind you, it's kind of throw everything off. That's how it was last year when they had injuries. And this year they having injuries. Injuries play a big part what your team trying to do. And to slow everything down. They just got to figure out moving forward.
On this season, 3 straight losses. Tampa, 55 points. Seattle, 30 points. You lose yesterday to San Fran. Is it possible that McVay may have been figured out?
Maybe the league is catching up to him. That's certainly a possibility because when you're like any sophomore campaign, right? A lot of times a player comes out as a great rookie year, and then the second year is a little bit off because the league is adjusting. Then his third year sometimes is the best year he ever has. And this goes in a lot of sports because now he's made that next level of adjustment. Also, I think we have to talk about Shanahan, guys, because the defense of the 49ers has been excellent and was excellent yesterday. And when you look at what's happened in Atlanta since Shanahan left, and now what's happened in San Francisco,
I think Robert Saleh deserves credit too.
Defense coordinator there.
Robert Saleh.
The other part about what you're saying, the end of the season, the Super Bowl for the Rams, and also the start of this season. You go back to Chicago. When the Rams don't play well, they don't run the ball and they don't protect. all of this starts up front, just as it does for every other football team. And they have not been good on the offensive line. And I think that residual effect has affected Todd Gurley, and now it's also affected Jared Goff. And so that's where they have to fix a lot of things.
Molly, I know we got to go. I must say, I got to get that blue shirt that Ryan's
You like
wearing.
it?
I like
you
the
like
blue
the
shirt.
all blue?
I do. The all blue is fine, but I'm
really
saying
do all blue.
the blue shirt, I don't have that.
Did you
I have
add
to
it
get
to the
that blue
wardrobe?
shirt. I have to
Aren't
get
you
your
going to be
birthday.
featured in
It's your
GQ for fashion?
Yes, I am. I am. I do have an article of GQ coming out.
When is that coming out?
I don't know. I mean, it's going to be the
That
next
shows
week,
you that
next month. It's soon
GQ
though.
is actually more about talent than it is actual fashion. Because if you made it and Max didn't and Molly didn't, then they tripping.
You don't be disrespectful.
He was
Don't be
complimenting you.
disrespectful.
He said
But I will say this. I will say this. He does have a point because, as I've told Kobe on many, many occasions.
Oh my
Kobe, a couple of times Kobe was on there, and I had serious questions as to why Kobe Bryant was on there, looking like Gandhi at one point, and then he came up to me. That's right. And then Kobe came up to me. But Kobe came up to me. I can't repeat all the words because they ain't for FCCA. He said, "Look, I'm the only athlete that's been on the cover of GQ. Twice."
Thank you so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download